Hey, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to be back with Jean. Had to miss a time with her a couple of weeks ago, and I missed her, so I'm so glad she's back. Welcome,
Me
Jean.
too. Me too, Allie. I know. I
Yeah,
love our Sundays together. It was for a while there. It was every Sunday I could really rely on seeing you and being with you. And then we started
yeah.
adjusting the schedule. Yeah.
hmm
So I
I
see
know.
there's so many people in the chat already. Hi, everybody.
Yes, hi, everybody. We've already got some questions up and everything. Hello, Esther and Miss Mims and Pierrette, Earth Angel, Warrior Girl, Vicky Howell, Marsha Green and Kiba are here. Craig's here. And who else? Somebody else I saw. Marsha Baldwin. That's who it was. Esther. Did I say Esther? All right.
Very
Well,
nice.
and Lise. Hi, Lise. It's so nice to see everybody this morning. Thanks for being here. Sorry I had to put up this little ticker, and Jean's right. Nobody's going to look at it, but this does stream over to Facebook, but you can't see the posts the Facebook people make here. The problem is that they're soliciting people for readings on my page. And I just think that's kind of rude. So it's got nothing to do with anybody here on YouTube. If you're in this chat, then you already are a subscriber, and I welcome you to put up your information. Okay? So thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, what's going on, Jean? What have you been up to?
Oh, I had an amazing day yesterday. I had a live show with Mark Antha, the Spirit Whisperer. And it really just was so phenomenal. It was really great. And he is such a generous spirit and so loving and so wise. The amazing information that he brings through and his ability to articulate and bring through the message in such a graceful way. I learned so much from him. I really do. And
Yes.
he's so caring. He's so authentic.
He is.
Uh,
He is.
mhm,
I love him.
mhm.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
then I was also on my friend Shane's channel, Unbiased and on the Fence yesterday, and
Oh.
we were on for 2 hours, and there was a lot of mediumship readings that came through, and they were just phenomenal. It was like intense, and there was a one of the people that I was bringing through from the other side brought through a message specifically for me, and I was
Oh.
I know. I was so touched. My eyes teared up, and I was like getting emotional. And I'm like, we're gonna have to stop now. It's very rare. I've had this a couple of times that the spirit comes and thanks me, and they send you so much energy, so much love
Uh huh.
that it's just
Wow.
overwhelming. And this spirit on the other side said that they wanted to come through again using me as the interpreter or the medium because of my pure intention. And he
Uh huh.
said that, and it was just so, and the love that I felt, and I was like saying, oh, and he's saying this, and he's saying this, and then I heard him talking about me, and I'm like, and he's saying this, and it was like I was choked up as I was saying it. It was really
Oh,
nice.
Jean, that's so sweet. So I have to tell you that my dear friend Kate, Dream Detective Kate, had told me a couple of weeks ago after my brother passed that there was a ceremony she wanted if I would want to do it with her and a few other people on Zoom, and it was a sort of a send off and that kind of thing, and everybody had a part to play in this little ceremony, which was deeply touching, and I mentioning crying, but the coolest thing was there was a beautiful meditation that was done within this particular ceremony. And as I am sitting in silence listening to it, I felt two hands on my shoulders, and I knew instantly that it was my two brothers together again. And I was looking for the picture that I had when I was 25 of them standing behind me, each having a hand on my shoulders. And it just tears rolling down my face. So I just posted it on Facebook yesterday. And I could really physically feel that happening. And it was just such a powerful a thing for me. It kind of moved me to the next place I needed to go. So, oh, thanks everybody. Yeah, it was just a kind of, I don't know, put a spiritual bow on things, and it's just really nice. Yeah. Yes, Marcia says amazing story, Jean, and me too. But yeah, I know. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Okay, so what are you saying, Craig? Milu is showing us how to do intuitive impressions for people. Oh, that's cool. So, in other words, if you see somebody, Craig, then you kind of just can intuit what kind of person they are, or if they're being truthful, or that kind of a thing. Give me some, a little bit of feedback on that, if you wouldn't mind. Hi, Kelly. Nice to
I
see
have
you.
your photo down here, Allie. If you want to bring it in, it's up to you.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Jean. Yep, there it is. I don't know if I can make it bigger. Can I make it bigger?
It gets a little fuzzy.
Yeah, it was fuzzy to begin with because
Uh,
at the time we were in California. We'd never had a picture taken as brothers and sisters since we were little tiny kids. And my brother on the left in the dark blue, I lost in 2007, and he was 13 years older than I am. And my brother on the right with the lighter blue, that was his hippie period, I think. And he was 9 years older than me, and I was a big surprise. So yeah. Anyway,
wow.
thanks, Gene. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Dad said it was cold. They didn't have any heat in their bedroom that particular evening, and so in order to stay warm, he apparently jumped my mother's bones, and I was born 9 months later. So it's funny to hear those little stories.
That is so funny, Allie.
It is funny.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, my brother was a Vietnam veteran, but he had this big bushy beard, and he also he liked his pot. He smoked pot all the time, way back in the day when it wasn't even legal. So, thanks. Hi, Jan's free. Thanks so much. Okay, Warrior Girl. Thank you, dear. Thanks for putting that up, Kelly, for Jean. Yes, Jean does do personal readings. If you want to book a reading with Jean, you can go to her website, and she can help you out there. And yeah, so it looks like we already got some questions up here. Jean, is there anything else that you want to share before we get going?
Um, I know that I think that Joan and Terry will be on tomorrow evening, Monday the 23rd, and I believe it's going to be 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. And I will not be able to attend, but they're going to be on
Okay.
Terry's channel. So keep an
Oh,
eye out for
excellent.
that. Hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yes, and happy Lunar New Year to all of you as well. Yeah. Um, I am going to be on at 12 o'clock or in 2 hours with the Crones on the Crone Zone. And I have my Crone AF shirt to wear for that. So I found it when I knew I was going on the show again. I said, "Ooh!" And I found the shirt. I said, "I got to get that shirt at least for that show." So much fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway.
they're terrific.
Oh yes, they
That
are. Yeah.
the information that they share, that they uh, cultivate and research and present, it's really just such a wealth of uh, just a place to go and find out so much information. It's just, and it's so the variety is really impressive too, because it goes into healing, it goes into folklore, it goes
True.
into
Yep.
metaphysical, it goes into mediumship and psychic and all kinds of things.
Uh huh. Wow. Okay. Yes, they are very well rounded, and there is a place for those of us that are crones. There's a place, and we've talked about this before. Lady Soul is more of the, um, um, is it maiden energy? I guess she's in her 30s, and then we have people in their 40s that are everybody in their own respective. We all work together, of course, but everybody is represented here, which is really, really nice, and I love it. So, hi,
So
Gina.
today, we'd like to go ahead and take questions for mediumship, which is if you would like a message from your loved one who has transitioned. And if so, if you would just like to let us know their name and the relation, like if it's a brother or sister and their first name only.
Uh-huh.
You can also ask for just a reading if there's not anybody that you want to speak with on the other side, and you're just curious about what comes through about your own energy. You can just say, "May I have a personal reading?" Or you can also ask for a reading from your spirit guides or angels, and we can get a reading from them as well. Also, I do pets. I actually talked to a bird for the first time yesterday, Allie.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I
So
thought,
you,
okay, I've never talked to a bird before. Yeah,
well,
actually,
so you got a
2 of them.
bird's eye view. You got a bird's eye view, and you didn't even have to fly anywhere. That's really cool, Gene. Was it a
Yeah.
wild bird or a bird in a cage,
No, it
like a
was a
bird in a cage?
parakeet. It was a parakeet,
Parakeet.
and the
Okay.
woman said the parakeet passed about 15 years ago, and that the parakeet used to
Oh,
bite her all the time, and she had a lot of scars and stuff. And I asked the parakeet, and the parakeet was not really enjoying the captivity portion, and
uh-huh.
realizes now on the other side that if the parakeet were to have been let go, that it would have been to at its own demise,
Yeah.
and the parakeet understood this on the other side, but at the time they just did not like the captivity. But the bird also said what they loved most, the opportunity to interact with humans in a family manner. Like they treated the
Oh,
bird as if it was part of the family, and they
yeah.
said that they wouldn't trade that for anything in the world. So there was like a bittersweet. There was things they loved about it and things they didn't like about it. It was really interesting.
Just like we all have the good and the bad quirks that we all, wow, that is interesting. I just saw a post somewhere, I think it was on Instagram, of a dog that every day at sunset sits and watches the sunset. And they took a video of this dog and it was just watching. And they said it goes there every day at the same time. So they're
Oh,
just so smart. We don't give them enough credit. We
yeah,
really don't. Yeah, we don't.
yeah.
So. All right. So, just a couple of things I'd like to have us send love and um, I don't know. I don't even know. It's not necessarily prayer because that's what the Republicans would tell them. But there was another shooting in LA, so I just want to send love to the families and to all of those people that need to be uplifted. And also, Anne in New Zealand says that she needs a little bit of healing for her, a kind request. She's having a test. I think it's celiac disease, which is eating gluten and making her miserable. So, and know that your family is here behind you and send you lots and lots of love and hopes for some relief in that area because I know that's it's fairly painful. So, yeah. Anyway, all right. So here we go. We got starting off. I guess Marsha and Kiba were here right at the get go, wanting their questions answered. So Marsha has a best friend, Sonia, who named Kiba her middle name, which is Marshanda. Marshanda. Yeah, cool. All right,
Very
we'll
good,
see.
Allie. You really
We know the first readings take a little bit of time, so just give us a chance to get into that energy. Thank you.
sure, you're really good at pronouncing these names, I have to say.
You should say my list of people that are in my class. I feel bad if they're, Chinese or Japanese because many times I can't figure it out.
Yeah, just ask them to put it phonetically.
Yeah, that's right. Spilling water all over myself.
So I feel as though I'm bringing Sonia through, and she is sharing with the wonder of being young and female, and you having a baby. She's saying that she was so involved with the entire process, and she was sort of going through it with you. She said you were so generous and shared so much of your thoughts and feelings with her, and that she was so much of a support, and that you graciously allowed her to name this child when truly you two were together while you were pregnant and had a combined effort in and wishing Kiba well when she was born. I feel this affinity and this support that you had for one another, this young female relationship that is just so important to rely on each other. She said you were the one who was generous to me, and that she really appreciates that you opening up and allowing her to be part of it. And she was just so enthralled over the whole entire process. Um, and she's just really grateful that you're doing so well.
Hmm.
She's also saying that you are connected. She's like the type of friend that you may not get a chance to talk to them for several months or even a couple of years, but when you pick up the phone, you pick up right where you left off. There's no explaining anything. There's no, answering questions about why. It's just remember when, and you get right back into it. There's no, you don't skip a beat. And this is what is a true indication of soulmates
Yeah,
in soul family. Interesting.
it is interesting. Wow. So I pulled from three different decks. The first deck is a messages from the other side, and then I have also my power of surrender, and I also have the angels oracle. So the first one I got is observation. Observe what is around you. I've got here. It looks like a stopwatch or behind there. So it's saying she's saying to you, make sure that you look for the small things. Those are the things that I sort of put in your way, and I also have observed you more than you know. She said you also need to surrender to prayer. Give yourself over to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers of support will arrive. And I really do believe that. Just doing a lot of work on my Ascended Masters series, and also on what's the difference between a spirit guide and so on and so forth. And I'm getting that you just need to, make sure that you remember to remember. Remember to ask, because that's what's important. And finally, she's bringing in the angel of past lives. Look there's the Buddha. There's some other folks there. She's saying, we've been together many times, Marcia. And so, know that we will be together again in other lives as we move along where we're going in our journey. So thanks, Marcia. I hope that helped. All right, Doris Lyons. Message from Doris Lyons. Kiba, who is she? Is she like your aunt or your grandmother or a friend, or can you tell us if you wouldn't mind? All right. Hi, MEJ. Oh, Sonia and her mom were killed in a car accident. She died very young. Wow. Thank you, Marcia. I'm sorry to hear that. All right. Grandmother. It was Kiba's grandmother. Okay. Oh, your late father's mom. Okay. Thank you.
So I'm picking up a female energy who is she is uh, small but mighty, and that she is a firecracker in the sense that she'll stay quiet and she'll listen to others' conversations while she's doing something else, and she'll kind of know what's going on and just kind of. She had a way of keeping a tab on things that were going on around her without actually engaging. It's almost like she's like, pay no attention to me. I'm just over here, knitting or whatever she's doing. but she had her eye on everything, and then once somebody said something that she didn't like, she would open up and just let you have it. She would be like, "And I saw this, and I saw that, and I know these people did this," and there's nothing that got past her, but she really just chose her opportunity to open up and and give a teaching to. So she wasn't always loud and sort of reprimanding people, but if you crossed the line, she kept her tabs on everybody, and this was a very special gift that she had, that she was able to observe, and it's almost like she had eyes in the back of her head, and she could absorb and understand what people were saying. She would get bits and pieces, little hints from here and there, and she would kind of piece it together and know what's going on. I think she actually had a little bit of intuition that she used with that, but it's almost like she was quiet most of the time, but every once in a while she would come out with a big dose of "Don't you dare."
Oh, wow. Here we go. She was a firecracker, very outspoken, and she did keep a tab on others, Jean. Yes, absolutely. So it's funny because I got the softer side of her. I got the first thing I got was you put the light back into my eyes. And so I think that she has become one of your guides. I'm not 100% sure about that, Kiba, but I think she's there, and she offers you that balance of both the firecracker and the sweetness. In other words, she's there for both, and you can call on her anytime, she said, because she's there for you either way. Um, she says, I'm finding my way through the illusion. So if it could be that she wouldn't have believed any of this stuff if anybody had ever said, you're going to talk to your granddaughter when you're on the other side, she'd go, right. But she says, I'm really, obviously believing in it. And she said, I think about you a lot when you're in quiet time. And so when you're in quiet time, or you're resting, or you're taking a nap or whatever, remember that I am there with you. And she says, surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can do to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine and let it work its magic through you. Wow. I like that. I think I'd like to have her as a guide. She's a pistol.
I know. And
Yeah.
I could feel her like just kind of doing something. She was either cooking or knitting or cleaning or something, and
Uh-huh.
she always had her ears open. She always knew what was going on, and she just knew what was going on. I could feel her piecing things together and her putting it together in her mind. And then if somebody stepped out of line, boom, all that would come out.
Oh, that's a riot. Thank you. Thanks,
Yeah.
Kiva. All right, so we've lost our David Crosby, and Hypnosy's been taking it really hard. She wonders if she could get a message from her guides for this grief. And what came through to me was, teach your parents well, your father's hell. Um, slowly go by. Isn't that his song? And dream on your dreams. The one they pick, the one they go by. Don't you ever ask them why. Isn't that one of his? I think
That's a
so.
beautiful song. I'm not sure whose it was,
Yeah,
but
I think so. If
I
I
know the
may be
song.
wrong, I may be
Uh-huh.
wrong. Okay. So yes.
So you let me see what we can bring through from
Hmm.
her guides about the grief.
Yep.
Um, well, even before I was tapping in, the first thing that I was picking up is that it's a celebration of life. It's a celebration and the gratitude that you were here while he was here on this earth, that you were a benefit of his creativity, of his artistry. You benefited from it. And he touched your heart. This was his mission in life, and this was his soul's desire. And you were the beneficiary. We were all the beneficiary of this beautiful artist. And to celebrate his life and to be grateful that you know, you were able to watch it as it unfolded. There is nothing terrible about dying. The only thing that is hurtful or painful is the separation from leaving us here. But for them dying, they're in a wonderful place. They're in a wonderful. They've had an accomplishment. They're in their glory. They're back with all of their soul family and their higher self. It's something to be celebrated. But I do know that a lot of people say, "Oh no." It is not, oh no, it's they've made it. They did it. They achieved what they came here to do. And just try and look at it as like a life celebration. Um and there they he's immoralized. Is that what immortalized? What is the word I'm looking for, Ali? By the way
Yeah,
that all of his music is recorded. I mean,
yeah.
how there's no, I mean, Ali and I are being recorded here on YouTube.
Oh boy.
So, but it's just
Yeah.
you always have his gifts, his magic, his
That's the best
uh
part.
mhm, mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We
I think
always
I think I'll leave it at that.
my feeling is, grief is a good thing, as long as it's healthy grief, and I think yours is healthy grief. I think part of what you're grieving is what we're all grieving at this age, which is that we're losing a lot of the greats. And I remember when it happened to my own parents, they said things like, "Oh, when you're older, everybody's dying," and all that stuff. But only thing I can tell you is, and that was Graham Nash that wrote that song, and that was one of his good friends. One thing I can tell you is that we were born and we lived during some of the best band times ever. And so, yes, immortalized via the medium of music. I heard he was just a normal guy. He had his problems. He drank too much. He took drugs. He did all kinds of stuff like the rest of us. He was very lucky to live as long as he did, since he had a kidney transplant many years ago, and that he also contributed to the lives of Melissa Etheridge, because she's a gay woman, and he gave her his sperm for her own children, who she lost one of those children. I don't know how. So we just be compassionate with yourself. It's okay to feel this. I feel this a lot. Yep, we all have hypnicity. I so understand. We all have similar demons. And you know what? It just shows us that we're all human, and we're all been put on this planet for lots of lessons. Um, Crosby has had the angel of determination behind him. And he says, "Pull for my angels if you need to right now. But please know I'm happy. I can float around and I can sing my songs, and hell, my body's back to being about 30. So I feel pretty good." And also, surrender your worry about it. Surrender your own worry about your own, because we do tend to think about our own demise when we lose people. We really do. So big hugs to you, dear. You cleaned up at the same time. See, you have something in common, is right. Good for you, dear. And that makes me happy to hear that you also are a survivor, just like he was. So much love to you. Yep. All right. Hi, Pierrette. Your car doesn't start as 2 hours ago. Is it time to change for another? I'd say it is, but I don't know. You don't need my permission. Let's see. Let's see if we do the pendulum, huh? I guess.
Yes, that's what I was just grabbing this, and I
Okay.
think you're up in the frozen tundra of Canada. Is that right,
She is.
Pierrette?
She's in New Brunswick.
So
Yeah. Yep.
perhaps batteries tend to die out during this extreme weather.
Woo. Yes.
Is now time to for Pierrette to get a new car? No.
Mm.
Is it possibly the battery in the car that is preventing the car from starting? Yes. Could it be the alternator or any other mechanism inside the car that is causing the car not to start? No. So check the battery first.
Yeah, I get take a chance. And so instead of instead of running out and buying a new car just yet, maybe get a new battery. But also, I know they have, I don't know if you know this, I'm sure you do, Pierrette, that you can have these battery starters that you can have. What's going on, Jean?
My husband is in earshot, and I heard him groaning like, "Oh God!" Like, what do I know about cars? Oh, he doesn't know that the
It doesn't
pendulum
come from
knows it
you.
all.
Yeah, tell them it doesn't come from you. It comes from them. Oh, that's funny. See the USA in your Chevrolet. Okay. Good luck, Pierrette. I hope it gets taken care of, dear. Yeah, that sucks. It really does. But it
And
is cold up
let
there.
us know.
Yeah.
Let us know so I can
Yes,
tell my husband.
that's right. Redeem Jean, please. Oh,
Our
so
families are
these,
our biggest skeptics.
I know that. Oh, mine, definitely. Yeah, you can't be a savior in your own backyard. Okay. May I have a message from my great grandfather, George Sutyek? He was a coal miner. Ooh wee. Wow.
Okay,
That's
let's get a
really
message
cool.
from George.
Hi, Lisa Foster.
So I'm seeing him with his knees up. I asked him to come forward, and he's sort of like laying back on the grass on a hill, and his head is uphill and his knees are downhill, and he's laying back on the hill, and he almost has like something in his teeth, and he really loved being so close to the earth, so close to Gaia, so and so much into that energy and the vibration. And he didn't know what he loved so much about it, but it's the hills. It's the hills and the vibration of laying on the earth. And he was not afraid to go inside of the earth. He felt as though that Gaia was a positive charge for him. He said it was honorable work, honest work, hard work, and he loved being exhausted at the end of the day. Um, he said, there wasn't much to compare it to. There wasn't, I didn't have the vision, I didn't have the TV or the awareness that other people, not everybody else was doing this. He said it was a way for me to earn a living, and that he loved so many parts of it, even though it was a very hard work and had many consequences. He said that they were not aware of it at that time. Interesting. So he's not really saying much other than he loves the earth, Lisa. So
Oh. Yeah, it's funny because it's hard for us to imagine the simplicity of back then and just how little people knew about so many things, really. And so I get here the angel of belief. He says to believe. And I think he's said it took me a while to believe what it was I was seeing because this isn't what I expected when the time came. So I think he's, obviously he's been gone a while if he's your great grandpa, but it's just very interesting. He says, surrender to the silence like I did. Because when I would come home from work, I'd be all dirty and I'd, have to get up and go the next day. He says, in quiet meditation, let go and create stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. And I think that the hardest thing about living in today's energy is this very hard to find silence. There's noise everywhere all the time, above our heads, below our feet, and we really have to deal with a lot of distractions. And he says, I'm here with the Divine Father, and I am looking down on you with love. So,
that's
yeah.
beautiful. What are those cards, Allie?
These are channeling JT, wisdom from the other side. Yeah,
Who's
it kind of,
JT?
apparently it's this girl's uh, spirit guide.
Oh,
Yeah. Um,
and that's the one
he
that had
was,
the angel a couple back. Yeah,
yes.
they're
Uh huh.
beautiful.
It says he was a master teacher on the other side, J.T. Baptista. So apparently she made cards, or he directed her to make cards for. And I don't use them very often, but I just felt, pulled to it this time.
Hmm.
In the stillness, you will hear. That's right, Lisa. Absolutely right. Hi, Penny. Nice to see you. Oh, she said he missed Austrian country. Oh yeah, he was in. I went into the coal mines and the salt mines when I was over in Austria. They're very cool, way underground, and yep. So while you were talking, Jean, of course, they put in my head an earworm, the old rock and roll heaven song. If you believe in forever, then life is just a one night stand. If there's a rock and roll heaven, then you know they got a hell of a band. So yeah, so now they got David Crosby. Gee, what do you know? I can't wait to go listen to them at some point. It'll be the concert upstairs, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
Okay, so we have MEJ would like a message from her sister Cheryl. All right.
Thank you. And I always remember that her name is Mary Ellen, and she told me once, and I always remember it. Isn't that
Oh,
something?
well, that's nice to know.
And
Okay,
I don't always
thanks.
remember everything, but
No, I know. Well, I'm not picking on you, but it's hard to remember everything. So I probably knew it at one point too, but yeah, okay.
I like that name, that spelling of Cheryl.
Me too. It's like Cheryl Crow. Doesn't she do it that way?
I'm not sure if there was some age difference between you. I was trying to pick up on the sister energy sort of as you were growing up. And I see that you guys were a little bit different in age. And I know that when you're growing up, 3 years is a long time. But when you get older, it's like nothing. Like, you know, um, you're just both adults when you get older. But when you were younger, she seemed to be observing you from afar, and it was the age difference or the school difference or something that I can see that there was some sort of a separation there in
Hmm.
as you were growing up. And she did say later, I feel as though you kind of caught up with each other. You know, everything was on a schedule
Mm-hmm.
at one time. Like, you know, you're expected to graduate, you're expected to get married, you're expected to get a house. You know, there's these expectations. And she said that there was a special time where you both caught up with each other and you were both in the same phase of your lives, and this is where you connected. And not that you were not connected, it's just that there was some there wasn't that closeness early in as you were growing up as there was as you once you got older, perhaps got married and had babies, and then there was this closeness that you developed. So I'm not sure if that makes sense to you, Mary Ellen. If this is she was 2 years older. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Which can
Um,
seem really big when you're when you're young. Yeah, it can. Yep.
um, she's just feeling as though you really connected as you got older, as you were already, you know, on your way in life. What is the message that you have for Mary Ellen? She's saying that she is very proud of you and she loves you. And she says that she is watching over you and she'll always be your older sis. And oh, she was a little bossy, she told me. She said, I could be a little bossy. She said that she just wanted the best for you. That even though you two were friends, she said that she still knew that she sort of had an authoritative type of personality and kind of gave you advice, but also, um, you know, I don't. Um, would just be more of a mother figure for you. Um, she said that she's sorry if she was overbearing. She said, but she couldn't help it because she loved you so much. She just wanted the best for you. She didn't realize it was a controlling thing that she was doing. She felt it was something to help you to be more like her, and she didn't realize that you were on your own path. And she's just saying that she loves you, always did, always will, and she's still watching out for you. That's interesting.
It is
Uh,
interesting.
I'm curious to see if she was a little bossy.
Yeah. Put it down. If she was, let us know. Yeah. Because she is right now. No. I don't know, Mary Ellen, if you liked the summer or she did, but I'm radiating my light. And, those warm summer nights when we were growing up, they always seemed longer than they do now. I can tell you that. She says, sending you the angel of tranquility. I'm right with you. Don't forget that I am. I'm not that far from where you are. And I get an interesting one. I get release the past. If there's something that's bothering you, if there's something that happened, or maybe you had a falling out at some time, or you just had a really difficult time, she says, over here, nothing matters. Don't ever think there's anything that's a problem between us. And it may even be some small little thing. I don't know. She says, but release the past and know that it was all as it should be. So that's awesome. All right. So I don't know if she answered you.
I didn't see anything come through.
Barbara's Wheel of Fortune said it sounds like her sister. I love that. It's awesome. All right, Jan's Free. Good to see you. I wonder if you already got your bed ordered. The other day, she wanted to know if she was going to get a new bed. So, sure, we can give you a message. That little dog is adorable. Oh my God. All right. Cheryl got married when she was 16 and left the family home. She was psychic and I didn't understand. She tried to be bossy and she was a sunbather. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Wow.
Thank you, Mary Ellen.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, Jan's Free, what I'm picking up for you is they want you to take your power back. They want you to make your just how do I present this? They want you to be responsible for your ebbs and flows. They say that it's not always somebody else's responsibility what happens to you, and it has to do with your perspective. You can say it's raining out, and it's their fault that it's raining out, but you could say, it's raining out and it gives me the opportunity to stay in and to draw, or to, it's just a matter of how you look at things, how you present things, how you, and they want you to challenge yourself in uh, looking at things from a different perspective when and if you ever feel as though things are happening that are out of your control, that are not in your um, that is out of your power, and they said that you have the power in every situation, and they want you to start practicing learning how to talk to yourself and taking this control back by changing your perspective. And it's just a
Mm.
matter of how you look at it, how you word it, and whether or not it's happening to you or happening for you. And this is just in general, this is not anything specific, this is not anything that needs to be fixed. They're just offering and inspiring you to begin to look at things a little bit differently, to have you start to grow and move in that direction.
Mm. Wow. Well, I got surrender procrastination. That makes sense with what you just said. Yeah. Um, Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will bring a success. It's going to bring you success. But the other side of it is, don't be hard on yourself. You don't want to be hard on yourself either, because it doesn't serve you to do that. You are a person that works so hard all the time. And so the procrastination doesn't have to do with the material as much as it has to do with the spiritual, because you are so invested in others. It's difficult for you to take time for you. And so you have to make sure you do, because you are a divine facet of the
Oh,
universe.
that's beautiful.
Isn't that lovely? So if you look at it at a diamond, you see different facets in the diamond, little cuts, and this is you. You are. Whoops! You're part of the whole. You're part of the whole, and you're divine. Don't forget that. You are very important, divine, and loved person. So big hugs to you, dear. Wiki, you're right. It is. It is, especially if we're taking care of other people. We tend to think, oh well, I don't really have time to do what I want to do for myself. But damn it, you can't do that. You have to take time for yourself. Sacrificing yourself isn't the way to go about it. All right. Ann Simpson, her uncle Sam passed away in December. Does he have a message? It might be too early, Ann, but we can check. Um, okay, so your parents didn't get along with his parents, or with him. Okay, I get it. I hate that when that happens.
So what I'm hearing right away is that he's saying that you are connected in your soul family as well as the earthbound family. He said that the distance and the estrangement does not change this. That he's almost saying like blood is thicker than water. He's saying, I am aware of you and you are aware of me. And even though we didn't speak to one another, we still had this connection. He said there are energetic cords and there are agreements within families to play certain roles. And he's saying that it kind of spreads out. He's showing me, I don't know what that is, but he's showing me it's just spreading out into, it like a family tree is what he's showing me. Now I'm seeing it. It's like I thought it was like splintering out, but he's showing me like a family tree. He says we all are connected on a soul level. We all have
Mm,
agreed before we came into this incarnation to play out in these roles. He's saying that he honors you and your position here on earth. And he's saying, um, treat your lifetime in a high regard and an honorable manner. He said, the miracle and the opportunity that we have here to be alive on this earth at this time is like no other. He says,
mhm.
cherish each and every day. He says, we are always connected.
Wow, that's fabulous. I get the feeling he's in the middle. Of what he's doing, because it's been just this short period of time, and I'm seeing that in because he's doing a lot of reflecting on how far he's come. Okay, so he's sitting there and he's thinking to himself, taking the time, because he has time now to think about it, and he's trying to release the clutter that was his life or his thoughts. And we have a lot of clutter, whether it's mental clutter or physical clutter. He's working on getting rid of that. So actually, he's really happy to hear from you. And he said, I needed to do this. He said, you do this really well, but I needed to do this. I had to surrender my ego. And so he said, I'm learning to cultivate gratitude and be of service to other people. He also says a big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. That doesn't mean he was an egotistical person necessarily, but when you're only a material person and not a spiritual person, then you live with ego. That's what you feed. That is what is fed, and that's not meant in a derogatory way at all for Uncle Sam. It just means that you know he recognizes that that's what his earthly life may have been. I have a feeling he's going to come back and he's going to be a little different next time. So there you go.
Interesting. Good, Abby.
Thanks. Yeah. Craig's mother's name is Martha, and he would like to know if she approves of him, what direction he's going in.
She's saying, I hear, does this make you happy? The only thing that she approves of is whether it brings you joy and happiness. She wants you to be happy. And regardless of what this may be, as long as there is no harm to anyone else and this brings you joy, then this is all she could ever ask for. There is no judgment on the other side, only wishes of joy and happiness.
Yeah. This is cool, Craig. I get here. She says, I think you're going to you need to expect a good outcome because you get what you expect. And yes, I don't have any judgment over what you do. I'm just happy you're happy. And she says, make sure you always live with purpose because that will bring you prosperity. And prosperity isn't just money. Prosperity is also your gifts coming for you, or being at the right place at the right time, or helping other people, which is what you do anyway. So I think Mom's real proud of you, Craig. You don't have to worry about that. Yep. All right. Wiki wants to know any messages from her grandpa Ed. He died when she was very young.
Sure. I'm seeing a male energy in a hat that is covered in fur or has fur on it. I'm not sure if that is makes sense to you, Wiki. He seems he seems to be connected with the animal kingdom, and this may have been like a totem for him, or a position of, not a position, but a hat of honor for him. It was not in spite of the animals; it was to honor the animals.
Oh, that's cool. She says, I think he did hunt.
Mm. So it was something he was proud of. He wants to let you know that he is watching over you, and that he loves watching the what uh, what transpires, what develops, what evolves from his own life. Like, he is still amazed that with his own life and him being married and having children, and how this expands out into the world, and which becomes you, which becomes your children, which becomes, and so on and so on and so on. He said this is a miracle of itself, and he is in awe, and he is just watching. Again, this is the family tree coming back. So
Mhm.
there's something about these family trees that he is just watching in awe. And he saying that you make him proud, that you don't realize, but there are traits that you have that are similar to your ancestors. And he's saying that we often repeat some of the personalities in the family, and we have traits and personality types that are repeated throughout the family. He's saying so everything that you feel is your own may not be truly your own. It may be a portion or a collection of those who came before you. Very, very intelligent, very highly evolved. Wow,
Wow.
what a concept.
Wow.
Whoa. He's
Mm,
really like blowing my mind with this.
mm.
And he's realizing this, and he says, "Tell her I love her. Tell her I sent her love. I sent her blessings." And he honors you for honoring him. He's a
Um,
really neat man. Wow.
one of your teachers, Wiki, call upon him, because at first when I got this, I thought to myself, he wants you to be a teacher too. I think you do have the power for that. But he says yes, and obviously from what Jean has just said, it really brings me to believe that he's one of your guides, and whether or not you really knew him or not, he was always there with you. And he says you're starting to put all the pieces together. Don't forget. Just remember to be silent and put the pieces together. And the most important thing, believing is seeing. It's not the other way around. You don't have to see it to believe it. You need to believe it to see it. So, wow. Yeah, I got the chills with what you said about him. That's pretty cool, honestly. Yeah.
It
Wow.
was pretty deep and very wide and a huge concept. It was blowing my mind.
Right. Right. Yep. Absolutely. Wow. I don't know. It's so cool that we have all these people that can give us some concepts and different things we haven't thought about before or said in a different way. So,
Exactly.
Earth Angel, I commented below about your cupboard and it being open. It could be Grandma Blanche, but it could also be somebody that she says she always leaves her cupboard door open, and sometimes it's closed. And I said, they love to manipulate things that aren't too heavy, because it takes a lot of energy to manipulate things. So maybe just a swing to the door, but it could be Blanche. I don't know. Yeah. And she wonders if there's a message from her or her angel.
Mm. She's saying that she had the same traits that you do, the psychic and mediumship abilities. She's saying that you are aware and that you have abilities that are important for you to develop if you so choose. She said, continue to work with your cards, continue to work with your writing, and continue to record the information that you receive. She's saying that you receive dreams, you receive messages, you have whispers in your ear. People whisper, things are whispered in your ear. And some of these come in as knowings, and some of these come in as whispers. She's saying that there's a lot that people can share with you if you only apply yourself and do this routinely. She's encouraging you. She said, "This is the family tradition." I don't know if you knew that, but she's saying this is the family tradition, and that you are um, encouraged to pursue and develop your techniques. And she's saying, don't compare yourself to others, especially to me, who I'm here. She's telling me that I'm here on this channel giving you a reading, and your readings may not come through the same way mine do. And she's saying that there is no comparison. Everybody can develop their own psychic and mediumship abilities in many different ways.
Yeah.
She's saying, so please pursue and
So
develop on your own.
that's really awesome. So I got a message for you, Earth Angel, and it is a message actually of something you might even be able to teach other people how to do once you do it for yourself, which is ancestral healing. Your grandmother says, once you heal yourself, you can heal your lineage. So that tells me we're not only talking about in the future, we can heal backwards as well. And so when I picked this up, and then Jean was saying you have your gifts and this and that, which I agree with very, very heartily, I thought to myself, you may be able to teach others how to do this ancestral healing. There's lots of books on it. There's lots of shaman work done on it. I know that Andrea Galvin does a lot with ancestral healing. So I don't know if that resonates with you, but I think your grandma Blanche is ready to work with you on this. So just call upon her and see what she has to say, because I think she's just a call away, honestly. So there
Well,
you
I
go.
received a message the other day from a gentleman. It was his brother, and his brother said not to hold any grudges, not to judge people. He said
Uh-huh.
that on the other side, his brother said, "Oh, now that I'm on the other side, I can see that when I was resentful and didn't like the way somebody wore their hat backwards, and that's wrong. I don't believe in wearing my hat backwards. Everybody should wear their hat frontwards, and to judge people and to sort of condemn them for doing something that's not the way you think is right. He's saying, open up your heart. He's saying these things are here, put into our life for us to overcome, for us to evolve, and to practice compassion and acceptance. No matter if we believe they should be wearing their hat frontwards or backwards, we have to accept them for who they are. And the brother says, do this now. Don't hold these grudges in this lifetime, because if you do this now, your soul will evolve in this world, in this energy. Your soul will evolve. And the reason why you see other people who you do not agree with is the opportunity to show compassion and to have acceptance. That's all that it is. And he's urging his brother to let go of any kind of resentment he may have for people. It was really
Wow.
perfect. And
Powerful.
then what he said was, when he's told his brother, he says, when you do this, you not only heal yourself and your own soul, you heal the souls of your children, and you heal the souls of the people before you as well. He's saying, please, it is very important when we are dealt with adversity to practice compassion and acceptance. It's really
Wow.
powerful.
So, Lise, good for you. This message is probably for a lot of people. Yeah. So, thank you, Jean. Thank you so much. Yes, it is an awesome message about ancestral healing. Yep. Very nice. We're going to do what we can. Jean, are you okay? You got something you have to do right after this, or what?
I'm okay for
We're
another maybe 15
15
minutes.
minutes. Okay, we'll see what we can do. We have a few left. We can't always do all of them, and I apologize for that. That's just the way it is. But we're always here on Sunday at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern time. And so come back and see us. And if you come right on time, you can add your question in earlier. But I want to send love and light to those of you who have mentioned that you have recent loss, and I want you to know that we care very deeply about you. So all right,
It is
so
very,
Carolyn
it's
wonders about her. Go ahead, Jean.
Sorry, I was just saying it is a painful process for us who are left behind, for sure.
Very painful. Yeah. And I'm okay with my brother. I know where he is and everything's great, but there are times that it hurts. So it's all, but we go through this, and we continue because that's what we have to do. So I know, but it's not easy. All right. So, Grandma Ada, anyone else who wants to chip in? Um, hmm. Carolyn, was your grandmother very religious?
She, I, I'm picking up a female energy who is sending you, um, she's sending you love and compassion, and she's sending you um, ease. She's saying that she is. I love when they say this. She's clearing a path for you. She is being of assistance for you. You may feel as though things ease up and you're moving through life and things just happen. What your favorite word, one of your favorite words, serendipity. She's saying that she is placing these things within your path and it seems serendipitous. And she's saying that it is her intent to help you along the way and to encourage you to keep exploring. And she's just really, she's sort of living vicariously through you. She's saying that you are more adventurous and brave and have a sense of just discovery, that she really is living through you and she is so proud of you, and she's saying that this is nourishing your soul for you to carry out these desires that you've had. And it takes bravery, it takes courage, and it takes a lot to step outside of our comfort zone, and she's just really very proud of you.
Mm, wow. I think, Carolyn, because of the work you do with ancestry and with genealogy, that this keeps both of your grandmothers very tightly to you. So she does say that one of her grandmothers, Ella, was very religious. Ada, not so much, because I, excuse me, I get the Divine Father. So I'm feeling as though they're, at least one of them is over there doing that kind of work or feeling that kind of way. Um, but the fact that they're sort of guiding you to help out these people or to help yourself to find what you need to know about what it is that you do. And Arwen, we're not going to be able to get to your question, but I do know that Carolyn Adams can maybe help you answer some of those questions. Arwen had said that when her husband died, he had said everybody else was gone, that he didn't have any relatives, and the DNA test tells something differently. But you know what? Some people don't even know about relatives they have over here. They have no idea. There may have been an illegitimate child, or there may have been somebody that was adopted. And guess what? We don't know. People don't want to tell. And you didn't tell those things way back when. So I'm sorry I tagged her in here. But I just felt like because Carolyn is involved in that might help you, Arwen. So she says, surrender any denial that you have that that you aren't helping anybody, because that's just simply not true. She says, you accept people and situations as they are. And when you see things clearly, you make the best decisions ever. And so she said, don't let anybody tell you anything differently. Woo, she don't like that. She said, you've got the angel of success here right across from you. Look at that, throwing up all those papers. And so,
That's
isn't that
that's really
wonderful?
neat. Yeah.
It is neat. It's like they've got you on. Basically, they're on your shoulder. You got both of them, 2 for 1. Yeah, there you go. Wow, that's awesome. All right, so we have Gina M coming to us from England, I believe. Gina, yeah. Can my guides or my mom Marie tell me how things are going to go for me, or what should I do? All right. Kind of ambiguous here, but we'll take it.
Hi, Gina. Thank you very much. And she is a moderator extraordinaire for sure. So
She
thank
is.
you very much for all
I know
you
she works
do.
with Mark a lot too, and she works here. So, yes, she's fabulous. And I will say thank you to all of those here today that are my moderators, to all of you. We couldn't do it without you. Ooh.
Hmm. So they're saying to make sure that you're prepared. They're saying that I'm seeing you on a hill, and there's a lot of hills today too, but I see you on a hill on the side of a mountain, and that you have a backpack on, and you have a hat on, and you have walking sticks on, or start walking sticks in your hands and sort of cleats on your shoes to grab onto the side of the hill, that you may feel as though you're going uphill for some time. They said as long as you're prepared and you take things in at a pace that is manageable. They're just saying don't bite off too much than you can chew. Make sure you stop and rest, and slowly but surely you will get to the top of the mountain, um, and you will gain sight for the future. It'll Right now you can't see the future because you're walking up the side of the mountain, and what's in front of you is just the mountain's incline. So as soon as you get to the top of the mountain, things will be much clearer there. They said make sure you just take your time, don't rush and go into the future too far. Don't rush and anticipate. Don't paint a picture of what might be at the top of the mountain. They're saying just take one day at a time, focus on what's in front of you, and when you get to the top, you will see what is there for you.
Wow. Yep. So you got to, in order to get to the top of the mountain, you have to walk a path. Surrender to your soul's path. Look at that. It's gorgeous. And it says your life journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson, every moment, because all of them combined bring everything in. And take a look in the mirror. Make sure you do your mirror work and tell yourself just how wonderful you are. And look, it's a power number. It's a double threes. That's fabulous. Sometimes when we look in the mirror, we don't like what we see. You know, oh, I'm getting old. I'm too fat. We're critical. We don't need to. We need to say, hi, I love you. How are you today? I'm going to get all the answers that I need, and they'll all come from me because I'm going to turn it over to spirit. So there you go with that. And say, I am grateful for the earth. I am here. I am well. I am blessed. So, wow. Yeah.
All the best to you on your journey, Gina. That was exciting.
It was exciting. You'll have to come back and tell us in 4 months if everything worked out already.
What you
Yeah,
see
mirror
at the
work.
top of what you see, yeah.
Yeah, mirror work is really hard. And I think it's because we've been conditioned to look for the critical things instead of just the fact that we're all unique and beautiful in whatever form we're in. And that's who we are divinely. We are divinely blessed to be here, and that you know, we're doing the best we can with the information that we have, and we're open to receiving more anytime. So thank you, and thank everybody for your wonderful questions and comments today. Thank you, my moderators. If you want to make sure that you get read, try and get here if you can at the beginning of the show, which is usually 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Pacific time, and you can figure out the other times in your own time zone. Even if you're early, just put it in the chat, and when I get here, I will click it, and we'll be able to answer your question for you if you're right there at the beginning. In the meantime, check out Jean's channel, please. She's wonderful, and she is really good at what she does.
Thank you very much, Allie. And Allie has the mediums here on Thursday evenings too.
That's
Come
right.
back on Thursday evenings. Subscribe to Allie so when she posts her messages of when she's going live, you'll be notified.
That's right. This week we're going to have Mark and Terry, and so we'll have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. I know, and I'm going to be on the Crone Zone at noon. So come on by and say hello. Thanks, Jean. Thanks, everybody. Have a nice weekend for everybody. Bye bye.